it's MK and I am here for another Mixed Media Mayhem recipe for you guys today. I am also combining this with my Kit Conspiracy kit for week 1, which is the Nature Study kit. So for my watercolor part of the recipe, I picked Inkling's Penny for Your Thoughts. For my puffy paint, I chose to use Nuvo drops. These are all vintage drops. The first one, excuse me, is Regency something green. I'm not sure, you guys. And this one's called Brick Road. I love this yellow. And then this is a pretty little brown. It's called Pumice Stone. Now, Pumice Stone might not seem like a brown in the Tim Holtz world, but on Nuvo world, it is. So I've got two different stencils that I picked out. One is a Close to My Heart stencil, and the other one came in a kit from about 2 years ago. Also, I've just got all of my goodies still in a package. Now, pardon me for the lights. I apologize if the two lights up in the upper section of my video are obnoxious and annoying. I am away at a retreat, and this is my setup. So I've got my old glass mat that I take along with me, and then my two OT lights that I just had not found a way to set them up yet. Hopefully throughout the week or throughout this retreat, I do end up moving them. But for today, I apologize. So I'm just going through all of the products that I picked out of the kit that I shared with you guys, I believe 2 days ago. I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, 2 days ago. And these are the papers that I really wanted to play with, especially, oh my gosh, this brown plaid. Oh, it's to die for. And I think I have to admit, I think I bought 3 more sheets of this just so I could continue to play with this specific piece of paper. I just couldn't help myself, you guys. Brown is got to be my favorite color. I've always said in the past it's blue and then it turned to green. Now it's straight up, I know my favorite color is brown. I just can't get enough brown on my layouts. All right, so I'm going to start with Pumice Stone and work my way through this stencil. I did not realize that the gaps in this stencil was so big, even though they don't look very big. But compared to how much product I'm putting on my spatula for the Nuvo, it was a lot. So I needed to put a lot more down on my spatula than what I intended to do. Now, some of these vintage drops, and I don't know which ones because I never pay attention to stuff like this. Some of these are exclusive to Tonic Studio craft kits. I'm not sure which ones, but I'm also not too big on, like, I'm okay if I run out type of deal because they're going to make another color, right? So yeah, I just don't pay attention to, what's exclusive or, what's never coming out again, anything like that. It doesn't hurt my feelings because I know that they're going to come up with something cooler, right? That's just how I've always felt. I just know that some people will be like, oh, that was an exclusive. Well, does that mean that I have to put it on my shelf and never use it? Is that what exclusive really means? Not in my world, no. So anyways, I'm going to take this Close to My Heart stencil. Now, like I said, the wood grain stencil came in a kit from a couple years back. I don't really... I know it's not available anymore, but there's lots and lots and lots of wood grain stencils out there. I just liked that this one was in a small format and I'm able to spread it around my page. Now I'm taking my stencil from Close to My Heart and spreading it around. Now I'm only doing about 3 or 4 leaves at a time because I want them to add to the greenery that's already in this particular piece of paper. I'm just enhancing what I already had. I love doing this to papers because it makes it look like I did a lot of work. And I really I didn't. I enhanced what I already had. I got a lot of comments at the retreat because everybody wanted to know where this piece of paper was in the collection. And it's like, well, it's this piece, but I took it and made it into this piece, right? And so I just love the addition of it all. And then, of course, like I said, with it being a puffy type of paint, now I've added texture to my layout. Now, I don't have puff paint, like that's so 80s. But I think puff paint is a product that, if I remember, is a product used on fabric. I don't remember, but when you pipe it out, and it hits the surface of whatever you're doing, it actually blows up, like it puffs and gets bigger than what you just piped out. I think that was the object of puff paint. I don't know. I'm not very familiar. So this is my equivalent, is the Nuvo drops to puff paint. Actually, I think any texture paste would be an equivalent, but if you use it in a tube, then you're not really painting with it. But so I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go because that's what I do. It's one of those things. So anyways, let me know if you guys still have puff paint. I really want to know. And what colors do you have? Like the Color Pop, is that puff paint? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm going to cut down my photos. Now, these are photos of, we went to the petroglyphs that are just outside of Austin, Nevada. If you guys aren't familiar with petroglyphs, it is a natural occurrence of rain on rocks, and it actually leaves images and writings in rocks. It's really super cool. I've got a picture of, it explaining it a lot more than what I am. But this is an entire park of petroglyphs, and you walk along the path and whatnot. And we got a little lost along the way because we like to get off the path and go and explore outside of what they tell us to, because we're rebels. I'm sorry. We don't go and make damage or anything like that. We just like to go and look at, other structures and other nature. I was going to call it wildlife. I guess it is. Outside of what they want us to look at. And that's just always been us. And so we found this cool little cave looking piece, and my kids were still small back then. And so they all wanted to sit in it and take pictures and whatnot. And of course, I've got a couple kids, I'll have to admit, that don't like to get their clothes dirty, which is just weird. And it was a phase that they went through. And so they're more like squatting rather than actually putting their bums in the dirt. And so it just makes me giggle, because now it's one of those things where they don't even think twice about it. They just go and get dirty and, oh crap, and they change clothes. I mean, it's not a big deal, but back then it was funny to me because they were so worried about getting their clothes dirty. And I am definitely not one of those moms that, you've got a set of play clothes and you have a set of, real nice clothes. We've never had that ever. So it still just makes me giggle. And these photos are a reminder of that, because some of them are squatting and some of them are just, I don't care, plop. I can wipe the dirt off my bum. Yes, you can. So anyways, and then of course my husband is standing off to the side. I wanted to make sure that I got a shot of, my husband just standing there, because he's not one of those that, take a picture of me type of person. So sometimes he is and sometimes he's not. But I just wanted to make sure that I zoomed out enough to where I got him in the picture as well, even though he, didn't know that I was taking that picture. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just do up a couple pieces of strips of paper, because I didn't really want to take away from my background. In fact, by the time I was done with my background, I wasn't really sure exactly what I was going to do with the rest of the papers. Like, oh, I picked out all these papers and now I don't even want to cover the background up. I could have taken just my photos and all the beautiful product, embellishments and chipboard and film, definitely the film strips and all those goodies, and not even used paper. In all honesty, I definitely could have done it that way, but I felt like I needed to, so I just added a little strip, covering up where I felt like I messed up through the stencil, even though it wasn't even noticeable. I just went ahead and picked a spot, basically. I definitely wanted to use what was already on my layout or on my base paper, which is a frame per se, a printed frame of where your photos were supposed to go. So I really wanted that to stick out. And the only part that ends up sticking out is the part on the left, upper in the upper left, right next to my top photo, basically. That's the only part. And I really wanted that to stay as a part of my embellishment cluster. It was already pre-printed there for me. I wanted a little bit more, but because I print my photos so large, I have to accept the fact that I'm not able to get everything that I want. I'd rather have the larger photos than the little bits and pieces that I preferred or wanted to show. It's a give and take type of deal. So I am using 2 film strips on this layout. One of them is in that gorgeous yellow color, which is more of a brown tan color, but I still really like it. And then, of course, that beautiful blue. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think I need about a dozen of these specific colors because they're just unique. They're not blue and yellow, they are dusty colors. They're rugged and just absolutely perfect for me. I can't say for the layout because yes, they were made to go with the layout, but for me, they are just the right colors. And of course, as always, there's a lot of words and a lot of things going on. I definitely wanted to use these butterflies, so I picked the tag and the chipboard because they were a good color. Like they had this marble effect of the blue and the brown or yellow, I should say. They were just really pretty as far as the colors go. So now that everything's glued down and all set and I thought I was done with the layout, I forgot about my washi tape. I really was excited to get this washi tape and use the washi tape. So it shocked me that I forgot to use the washi tape. Now, my first tryout of the washi, I went ahead and I took it off the roll and I put it down on my layout and I thought, ooh, it blends. Nope, can't see it. Can't, because it's washi, right? It's see-through. And so I am taking one of the cards from the ephemera pack because lo and behold, I did not bring any white cardstock to this crop. None. In fact, I had to ask Janet again at the second crop that I went to, can I borrow a white piece of cardstock? Yeah, I think the last crop I had to borrow like 12 pieces of white cardstock. Oh, I feel so bad. And then this one, I think I only had to borrow 2. But I'm thinking in my travel bag, I'm just going to keep white cardstock, period. I'm going to go and take a little baggie of white cardstock, not little, but 12 by 12 baggie of white cardstock and put it in my travel bag. So that way, whether I think I need it or not, it's there. Because this washi tape, I had to back every single one for every single project that I did because I really liked them as these little stamps. There's just so much to these little stamps. There's so much involved. There's a printed image and then an overlay on top of them and then little doodly lines. And I mean, just these stamps just had so much potential to them. It was awesome. And then of course the words are perfect. It says seek and wonder and discover and all that good stuff, which is what we're doing. We're outside and we're off the path and we found this cute little cave. We do try not to touch because the path keeps us a safe distance from the walls and whatnot of what we're supposed to be looking at, which is the petroglyphs. Because the more that the humans touch or the more that your oil from your fingers, not just humans, but animals have natural oils on their skin as well. But the more that is rubbed and touched and all that stuff, the more we actually do a lot of damage to the natural rock. It'll help deteriorate it faster because the rain can't continue to penetrate into it. And so, yes, we actually do a lot more when we're touchy-feely with nature. And so we try not to, like I said, we're trying to get into this cove, into this cave type of area. It's just an indent in the rock per se. It's not really a cave. Just for a photo shoot. That's all we were trying to do. And of course, I think my son fell down and he had to touch the rock to get up. But we're also off the path, even though we try not to damage any more than we should with our, like I said, with our oils and whatnot from our skin. All right, so that is my layout. I'm super happy that I got all those stamps on there. I just used one of every stamp that was on the roll. except for the green one. That solid green one just to me seemed like it stuck out like a sore thumb. And I'm not really sure if I actually use it on any of my layouts, to be honest. I don't know. So anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. Please be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with the Mixed Media Mayhem recipe. I have a couple things down below for Mixed Media. I've got a link to our Facebook group, so if you're not a member, please go join. That way you can check out what we do every week on Fridays. I also have a list of all of the original gals that were part of Mixed Media Mayhem. And their channels here on YouTube. And then I have a link directly to this recipe's album. So you can go and see what everybody is, doing with this particular recipe. So you guys can get a different idea of how to use the product. That is the point of the recipes. Also, please be sure to check the album regularly, because not everybody goes in there and posts at 2:30 in the morning type of deal. So it's throughout the day, throughout the weekend, things like that. And sometimes you'll be surprised that we've got our gals in the group. They're hitting these recipes like awesome. They're so cool. So anyways, and also too, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel, because she is my cohort in this Kit Conspiracy project that we do, I believe, twice a year. I want to say twice a year or 2.5 times, because I think we hit it in February every now and then as well. So, but Janet and I have been doing Kit Conspiracy for, I want to say, 3 years now. It's been so much fun. I love this, this series, because I get a kit and then I feel like, or not just a kit, but I get a collection or a kit that we put together, something like that, and I get to use it. Like I no holds bar, I get to use it all up, and sometimes I have nothing left, and it makes me feel so good because I actually get to see me using something I purchased, right? It's just so fun. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it, and I will check you guys all later. All right, bye.